we're back. And as to not disappoint, I do have chicken, since you know that is the official food of the dish.
That's all you eat, right?
That's all I eat is chicken. And it's the official food of the dish. Sidebar, so you all are aware. A couple weeks ago, we spoke about the OWN network, the Oprah Winfrey Network. And one of the shows on there is Oprah Behind the Scenes. And I saw an episode where one of the comments or one of the scenes that they had the behind the scenes of was when Terry McMillan and her husband or ex-husband were on there again. And one of the comments that was made, Oprah was talking with some of her producers after the show in her office about a comment that she made on the show when she said that he seemed gayer this time than he was when he was on the show before. And I thought that was really interesting. And there was a little disagreement between her producers and her as to whether or not that was offensive and how people would view that. So I was curious as to what you all thought about that.
Well, I think that comment for Oprah is probably not in her, I guess you could say, in her best interest to say for the person who she is, or I guess her dialect. She could have chose different words to say, and probably what she was wanting to express was he probably seemed a little bit more carefree because he was able to really be who he was, opposed to the first time he came up under so much scrutiny and this, that, and other. And I think that's possibly what the disagreement was possibly about. But if you're not in it,
yeah, I was just gonna say it's very much like how we don't like when our Caucasian counterparts use the word nigger, but we use the word nigger in rap songs and different things, you know what I'm saying? And so, because we do say individuals are gayer than they, you know, you're like when you see friends of yours you haven't seen, you're like, who are you so much gayer? But like Raquel said, I think you've come to terms more with your sexuality and who you are. So your walk in pride is stronger. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So you're like things that you used to hide, you know,
more expressive.
You know, you're just comfortable with it.
Right, right.
And people view that as being gay. So I think since he had come out, then, you know, the heterosexual person, when you like come out, now they start seeing things that they didn't question before, and think as some of them you're probably doing all along, but I'm thinking,
I didn't see that.
Right.
Because I would look at it and say, well, to me, I wouldn't think that there would be a different level of gayness. It's just gay. But you know what I'm saying? I'm saying for us in our lifestyle, you would just be saying, oh, no, that's part of it.
Yeah.
We may not do
that
it.
It's all
like,
encompassing.
It's all. But somebody else would be like, oh my gosh, that's just over the top. And they're like, well, no, it's really not.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
That's a part of what we do.
Yeah.
I thought it was I really appreciated the dialogue that she was having with her producers and really trying to find out whether or not she said something that was offensive, because her being Oprah Winfrey, she can say whatever she wants to on her show. But the fact to me that she was actually taking the time to get people's opinion as to what they thought, because she actually, on this particular scene, she asked 1, 2, 3 people that were in the office, and then whoever she was talking to on the phone, she was having a conversation with that person as well as to whether or not it was offensive. To me, I think, and even when she spoke about it, and on the show she did say to him, she said, I'm going to say this, she said, and I don't mean to, I think she used the words, I don't mean to sound ignorant, and I don't want to be offensive. She actually said that, but she said, I don't know any other way to say it, so I'm just going to say it. To me, you seem gayer this time than you were before, and she asked him if that was true. So with all that being said, she prefaced it like that. And she even said when she was speaking to her producer, she said, I did preface it and say, I don't mean to be offensive, but I don't know any other way to say this. I understood, especially as a heterosexual woman, and she even explained this too. She said, I'm not gay. She said, contrary to what you may have heard, she said, I am not gay, so I don't know. She said, but to me, this is how it seemed. And I can understand where she was coming from. And to me, because she is someone who is heterosexual, I didn't find that offensive, and I think that at times, just like you two have said, we do become more comfortable in our skin, especially after a coming out session where we are freer and more relaxed and more able to be who we really are. And that's really what she was saying. And she even explained that when she was talking to her producer. She didn't say it on the show, but she explained that to her producer. She said, to me, he seemed more comfortable in his skin the second time around. She said, and that's what I meant by my comment.
But see, I think that's what she possibly could have said, because somebody may not have received it the same way, or if they didn't know. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
What did he respond?
You're more expressive in your, in your day-to-day walk now, because you seem more comfortable.
Right.
See, that's another way of saying that you're, saying I'm gay or I'm,
Right. On the part of the clip that I saw, he just laughed. I don't know what his response was. And she actually ended up taking it out of the show.
Oh, really?
Because the majority of the people thought that it could be offensive. It was interesting to me, too, that, not that it was interesting, I'm sorry, lost my train of thought for a second. And I do agree that she could have, probably phrased it differently, but we know, even as doing this show now, sometimes when you're in the heat of a discussion, you say the first thing that comes to your mind, because I've looked at other episodes and said, oh, I probably could have said that differently, or I meant this, or if I could have expounded upon something. But when you're in it, you just say whatever.
Or had a point of reference.
Right.
So I don't just say whatever.
Well, not necessarily say whatever, but you would have maybe said it differently. Not so, Naisha?
No, not so.
Okay. Well, you're quite an individual that you can do that on command like that.
Thanks.
That's a talent.
See, like you're doing right now, earlier I told you I stopped doing that judging.
I'm not judging. I'm just saying that you're quite an individual. I really admire that, because I know for myself sometimes my thoughts and my emotions, I'm a very emotional and passionate person.
But we're trying something new, remember?
I'm trying, so maybe I can try to adopt that. That's good. That's good. Back to Oprah, though. I didn't find it was offensive. And I thought it was interesting. She asked, one of her producers was a female lesbian, and she asked her if she thought it was offensive.
A female lesbian? They got male lesbians? Now, that's one of those things you want to change.
That's your train of thought.
See, that's one of the things you want to change.
That's your train of thought. You got to work on that.
Female lesbian.
Well, you said in the earlier episode that you and I wouldn't go on a date because we're not lesbians, so I guess we could be male lesbians.
No. I was saying because we're women.
Correction, a Caucasian lesbian, one of her producers. And she asked her, she said, do you think that was offensive? And she said her first comment was, I thought it was funny. And then she went on to say, no, I don't think that it was offensive. Then she asked Andre, who is her hairstylist and has been her hairstylist forever. Ooh. And she said, and he said, because I know you, no, it wasn't offensive.
What's that?
That's my telephone.
You have your phone on set, and we had to put our phones somewhere and turn them off and silence them and put them on the pillows and stuff, and you sitting here with your phone in the chair? That's offensive.
Can we stay on task?
Yes, we can.
We'll do another conversation about
we will.
Cell phones on set at a later date.
No, we will.
My barber is calling me, and I have a standing Tuesday appointment, and I forgot to cancel it because we're now taping during the time that my appointment should be.
Snowed in.
Yeah. We need to talk about Oprah. Can we talk about Oprah?
Go ahead.
Sorry for that commercial break.
Lost your train of thought.
The Caucasian lesbian said that at first she thought it was funny.
Caucasian female lesbian.
Thank you for pointing that out. I thank you. That she thought it was funny, but she didn't think it was offensive. Andre said that because he knows Oprah, he didn't find it offensive, and he knows how we talk, and Oprah said that's how we talk. Then she called in. It was so funny because they said, can I have a gay male come to Oprah's office? And a younger gay guy that was like an assistant producer came in, and she asked him.
They requested a gay male?
Yeah, it was hilarious. So he was a younger gay guy, and he said that yes, it was offensive. He said when he heard it, when she said it, he kind of shuddered, and then he looked, and he was like, and he said that was offensive. He said because there's no such thing, and he went on to say he equated it to if someone said that you act blacker than you did. And I thought it was really funny. Oprah said, and sometimes you do act blacker, which you do. And I identified with that.
That's what I said, but you do.
Right, which is true. So again, to me, it really wasn't offensive, and sometimes it's true. My mother even asked me, years later, she said to me that, we were having a conversation about something, and she said, well, yeah, she said, I'm glad we brought that up. She said, because I meant to, I wanted to ask you, and I didn't really know how. She said, but, you seem gayer. And I laughed. I said, well, Mom, I said, no. I said, this is me. I said, it's just more of me. I'm exposing more of me than I did in the past and expressing myself more so. I said, and you're more aware of it now. And she said, yeah, I guess so. But like I said, to me, I think it's natural for heterosexuals to think that, especially when you've gone from someone who was supposedly not gay to now they're admitting that, yes, I'm gay. Like you said, they kind of pick up on every little thing you're doing, like, oh, yeah, that's gay. Oh, yeah, that's gay. Where they were probably doing it all along. Because it was funny, Sophia and I actually talked about it on the phone, and Sophia said, to me, he was gayer the first time with all that lip gloss and stuff on. So I thought that was funny.
That was offensive. That was offensive with Sophia. And
you think so?
Yeah, and I want her to apologize for that.
But when she's back on, when she gets out of the snow, we'll have to make sure we bring that up to her. Okay. And even you talked about using the word nigger. Something else that I saw on the OWN network here just recently.
Is that on the channel you're in?
No, but I really enjoyed it.
Oh, I see.
But well, this was actually this wasn't on the OWN network. This was on Oprah's 25 Years of Race that came on yesterday, MLK Day. And one of the things at the end of the show, she revisited her and Jay-Z talking about the use of the word nigger in rap songs. And previously on the show, she talked about it. She said, it's been no secret that I'm not a huge fan of rap and hip hop because of their
dialect and usage of words.
The use of misogynist lyrics and the use of the N-word. And, Jay-Z explained that, in the hip-hop culture and today, they have taken the power out of the word nigger, that it doesn't have the same power that it did before, and that's why they can use it, and now it has become a term of endearment amongst, black people in the hip-hop community. And Oprah expressed that for her and her generation, it's very different, that, she just remembers the violence attached to it, the struggles of the people, and she said she always thinks about that some people who were lynched, that was quite possibly the last word that they ever heard, nigger. So she said that's why, she doesn't think, agree with the use of that word. And so she said to him, we agree to disagree. She then went on current day and said Jay-Z has written a book. And she said she read, there was a passage or something, a quote or a section in the book that he wrote something about lyrics and about how some things are, did I write that down? Because it was very good. Get the book if you can and read it, but something to the effect of that.
Did you just plug Jay-Z's book?
I did. Jay-Z, I'm going to need to check.
I'm sure Jay-Z is definitely plugging the Dysh, okay?
He just may well be. But anyway, she basically, long story short.
Too late. Go ahead, though. Go ahead.
Long story short, that her views had changed based on what she read in the book, and that how, again, taking the power out of the word. And she said that she is, after reading that, and she got a better understanding and had an aha moment, and now, has had a change of heart. Which, that's something that I kind of agree with, too. Now, can a white person call me nigger? Absolutely not. But to me, it doesn't have the same, same effect that it does, when we use it.
But I think that's what, if you keep it in rotation, the word, whoever uses it, is what the problem is.
Right.
Because why should you make it okay to use?
Okay, to that point, one of the things that Jay-Z said on the original show was that you can't just take words out of the dictionary. He said, because if you do that, it'll just be replaced with another word. He said, the word is not the problem. He said, the problem is the racism. He said, so if you don't address the problem, it's still going to exist. You'll just call it something else, which I agree with. So now he's saying what they have done is they have taken that sting. It no longer means what it meant then. My nigga is your boy, somebody that has your back. So it's totally different. In the hip-hop culture.
So Jay-Z spoke about the dictionary. So in the dictionary...
I don't know what's in the dictionary. I haven't looked up the word nigga.
Did they put the hip-hop culture in the dictionary?
But I think what happens is that if another ethnic background was to use that, just like if somebody was to say wetback or Hispanic or, cracker, those labels, I think, are what somebody might feel in their own culture that they can use. But just like Naisha said, who says it's it still shouldn't be used, period, because due to the fact that the definition across even how it's used is still going to be offensive to somebody. And if you're saying it's okay for me to say nigger, but it's not okay for you to say it, that's a mixed message.
But for me that's true. Right. It's okay for you to call me a nigga, but a white person can't call me a nigga.